G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Obviously we've had 14 fantastic rounds of rugby league and I thought, you know what, being at the halfway point, let's do some video. It is time to talk about the top 5, at least in my opinion, game of NRL that we've got to watch this year. It's a season like no other where it's close, but for me, these 5 games have just stood out above the rest. Let's get into the top 5 games of 2023 so far. The first game is from round number 1. It was Sunday, March 5, when the Dolphins, the new kids on the block, took the Roosters to a home game, the first ever annual Arthur Beetson Cup. 32,000 in attendance and a score of 12-all at halftime. You felt like, the Roosters going into this season, they were going to be a very good side and probably put a score on the new boys. But it was the Dolphins, some career best form from Felice Kafusi, who won the medal on the night, the Hamiso Tabuai Fidau factor, providing at fullback and being the first try scorer for the Dolphins and getting a 28 points to 18 victory. There was a sim binning of Egan Butcher, but I tell you what, the Dolphins, they scored their tries straight after halftime, got themselves back into this game, and a really great victory and just a very entertaining game. And, the inaugural club of the Dolphins, they showed that they are, the real deal, not the wooden spooners that a lot of people had them to be. Next up is my boys, the Parramatta Eels and the Penrith Panthers. The grand final rematch did not disappoint at all. Parramatta was staring down the barrel of 0-4 to start the season. I got back from America, went to my first game day vlog, and what a game to be at. 16,000 in attendance, not a massive crowd because it was a Thursday night game. It was once again tied up at halftime at 8-all. I felt like Parramatta, had the advantage over Penrith throughout the game, but Penrith just fought their way back into it, and a really clutch moment from Nathan Cleary to tie the game up going into the final seconds. He just kicked it unbelievably well under pressure, but Mitchell Moses off a penalty, kicking a field goal. As we got downfield, Parramatta win 17 points to 16. This was also the debut game for Brandon Hands, who's been very involved with the club throughout the season. And for a grand final rematch, it was an absolute cracker. And it was my first Parramatta game in attendance at Golden Point as well. Next up, the first match of a rivalry that is going to continue for years to come in the NRL. Round number 4, Friday night, 51,000, massive crowd at Suncorp Stadium for the Dolphins and the Brisbane Broncos. A game that was a bit seesawing, a game that was very low scoring in the first half. At halftime, it was just a Jesse Arthur's try separating these sides, and the Dolphins defensively with a few of their players, Felice Kafusi missing out on this game, I believe, due to suspension as well. But the Broncos fought themselves back into the game and showed why Suncorp is their home. You see this chilling moment of Katoni Staggs scoring a length of the field try and screaming, "Out fucking home." It was just unreal. Great game of footy, very tight contest as well. And look, this was Hammer in try scoring form. This was his 4th straight game where he scored a try. So for a new club and to be scoring like this was amazing to watch. And this Dolphins team against, one of the teams that are earlier premiership threat, and I believe they still are as well. It was a really good performance from them in a loss as well. This next game was absolutely wild. Round number 5 on the 2nd of April. It is the Warriors 32 to the Sharks 30. What a game, man. You had, the Sharks led this game 26 points to 12 at halftime. They were playing good footy. They had lots of attack. Look, the Warriors had a few opportunities early on, but they just couldn't execute them. Whereas in the second half, they were just a completely different team. I'd love to know what was said in the sheds for them to come out and perform like this and, not only perform but get a penalty at 30-all to win the game. Sean Johnson with like a minute to go. A really great victory for the Warriors, a team that has definitely been through a lot over the years, made a lot of sacrifices, and in the past they would put on, get flogged by massive scorelines by this type of team, but very different side, a very good side in my opinion in 2023, and this is probably, I think, not only the season, one of the best wins for New Zealand Warriors fans in history in a very entertaining game. And the last game was in round number 7, Friday the 14th of April. The Battle of Brookvale returned. The Storm heading to Brookie. It was the Seagulls leading 10-6. Definitely a close game at half-time. And, just a try and a few penalty goals separated this side. But a 10-point victory to the Seagulls. A very long game, very entertaining game as well. Lots of great hits. I think it was Christian Tuipulotu, I think on Justin Olam. There was another great hit. I can't exactly remember who it was, but some great heavy contact. Some very, two sin bins as well. You had Olam to the sin bin, Kamakamika, Raymond Viega. I think it was actually Viega, not Tuipulotu, that hit the rookie on Olam there. But yeah, some great contact, some great tries, a very entertaining game. One of my favourite games that I've watched in recent years. And it was a real grind early on. As I said, the penalty goal, they weren't just taking the tap. They were actually getting, 2 points here and there, which I enjoyed to see. And we obviously had Jonah Pezzett in place of Jerome Hughes for this one as well. There you go, guys. Just to name a few, we've obviously had some fantastic games this season, but these are 5 that have really, really stuck out with me, and I can't wait for the rest of the season. We're getting in the back half. Teams are going to start meaning business now. We're going to find out who our top 8 obviously is soon, and our grand finalist as well in the coming months. Very exciting times ahead. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, check out the link description if you want to check out the channel merch. Thank you for watching this video. Comment your top 5, and I'll see you guys later.